What if I told you that one of the most famous killers in history may have been hiding in plain sight, protected by power, silence, and fear? Over 130 years later, the identity of Jack the Ripper still sparks debate, documentaries, and fresh investigations. Was he a doctor, a royal, or someone no one ever suspected? Tonight, we revisit the darkest streets of Victorian London, and the secrets that refuse to stay buried. In 1888, the Whitechapel district of London became the center of global terror. 5 women were brutally murdered. Letters taunted the police. Newspapers spread panic across Britain, and all the way to America. This wasn't just a crime spree. It was the birth of modern true crime obsession. The nightmare begins. Whitechapel was overcrowded, poor, and dangerous. Gas lamps flickered. Alleyways swallowed sound. Police were undertrained and overwhelmed. Between August and November 1888, 5 women, now known as the Canonical Five, were murdered with chilling precision. The killer struck quickly. He vanished without a trace. And he seemed to know anatomy, leading many to believe he had medical training. Fear spread fast. London had never seen anything like it. The letters and media frenzy. Then came the letters. Signed, Jack the Ripper. Some were hoaxes. Some terrified the public. One even came with a piece of human kidney. Newspapers fueled hysteria, turning the killer into a legend. For the first time, a murderer became a global media phenomenon, especially in the UK and the United States. Suspects and new theories. Over the decades, dozens of suspects have emerged. A respected surgeon, a troubled artist, a member of the British royal family, even a woman, disguised as a man. In recent years, DNA testing on a shawl linked to one victim reignited debate, pointing toward a Polish immigrant named Aaron Kosminski. But critics argue the evidence is contaminated, incomplete, and far from conclusive. The truth: Jack the Ripper may have been ordinary, not powerful, his greatest weapon being society's blind spots. Why he was never caught. Victorian policing lacked forensic science. No fingerprints. No DNA databases. Social prejudice meant many victims were dismissed. And when fear finally faded, so did urgency. The case went cold, but the legend burned on. Jack the Ripper was never caught. But his shadow still walks the streets of history. And perhaps the most disturbing truth is this: he didn't disappear. He simply blended back into the crowd. If you enjoyed this deep dive into history's darkest mystery, like, subscribe, and comment below. Who do you think Jack the Ripper really was?